everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a face shave today, got 2 days growth. I've still got issues with ingrown hairs here and here. Got a couple of little red spots here. I'm not sure what they are, but I don't think they're ingrown hairs, so we'll just see how we go. So I'm going to be using, as you probably saw from the photograph, Flora Colossus from Lather Bros. Or I'm assuming it's Lather Brothers, but Lather Bros. And the scent on this one, as you can probably read on there, is lavender, Asian pear and cedar, and it's a 4-ounce tub. I watched Don Young from Wet the Face use it and had to get it. I absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy. This scent is sort of based along the lines of Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. You can see Groot's outline of his head there. The scent on it, the colour scheme is phenomenal. The labels, everything, it's just great. The tubs are good, and this one is a tallow based soap, so looking forward to it. It's got a very light scent, probably around about a 4, but it's a very delicate scent. I can smell the pear, I can smell a sort of floral thing happening, but I'm not 100% sure really everything else. It does say 3 scents on there. I'm not sure if that's all that's in there, but it's a very nice scent and a very nicely coloured, well designed artwork. And I'm going to finish that off today with the Flora Colossus balm. I do have the hand soap as well, the bar soap, but I haven't cracked that open yet, and this is also lavender, Asian pear and cedar. Now this is what made me want to buy it. I watched Don shave with it and he was really happy with the shave, but when he used the balm he was blown away by it. Now I have went for Whiskers Purple Haze, as you've also seen by the photo at the start, which matches quite nicely with the label. So let's get it dipped in the water. First time ever with a Lather Bros soap. So straight onto the dry soap. It's quite a white soap, which is nice. I do like them when they're white, really bright white. I don't know why. I find a lot of the ones, like your Barrister Mans, are all sort of like browns, greys. I just like the soap to be bright white. I think it looks nice. So this is loading up quite nice. I'm just going to dip the tips. Just a little bit, just see if I can get a little bit more moisture in there into the load itself. I have no idea how much I'm going to need of this soap, but I'm not going to load it too heavily because I think I've been really overloading my brushes with them lately. I've also got a couple of questions which I need to answer from. I don't normally get questions, believe it or not. I don't get a lot of questions on my videos, but a couple of questions to answer, so I will be answering them. One of them was my top 5 or 10 razors, and if I could do a video of it. It's a bit hard for me because I've only got about 9 or 10 razors, I think, and they are all my favourite razors, so I'll do a video on what I've got, basically a sort of walkthrough of my razors, and I'll try and put them in order of what my favourites are. And the other question was, I don't remember. What was the other question? Oh, do I find an open comb or a slant to be better than a closed comb razor for head shaving? I think it was just for head shaving. And is there any reason why I prefer the slant? So I'll go into that either in a video or I'll just answer the question. I'll probably answer the question and I might go into it in a video as well. But anyway, let's get this painted on. Well, straight away I can smell it, which is good. It's got a lovely, it is a floral scent, and I'm not big on floral scents. They have to have something else going on, which this does. It's got a sort of fruity note to it with the pear. It's not a super sweet scent, but there's a bit of sweetness happening as well, which is nice. I can tell just from this load that this is going to be a creamy soap. Just dipping the tips. Now all I'm looking for here, really, just dip the tips again. I'm just looking for the lather to go sort of opaque. See how it's going sort of see-through? That to me tells me that I've got enough moisture now to splay the brush and create a phenomenal lather. You guys that watch Wet the Face with Don will know that all his lathers are done in the bowl. Very, very rarely will he do a face lather, depending on what the product is. quite happy. The weather's actually changed for the worse again. It started raining again and getting a bit cold. We're not looking for good. It's not going to be good weather all week. But it's given me an opportunity to pull this soap out because this is a nice warm scented soap. And it does need a lot of water. It's really thirsty soap. This is what happens when you overload the brush. You spend so much longer getting the lather to the right consistency. But that is absolutely gorgeous lather. Very impressed so far. The brush is kite. It tastes good. You've got to have the little taste test as well. And it tastes nice as well. I mean, most of these soaps, the artesian soaps and the artisan soaps, are probably better for you to eat than a lot of junk food. Right. RazoRock MJ90 Kai blade. I think it's the third use on this blade, so it will be getting sharper and smoother as I go along. So let's just see how we go. I wanted to use a nice mild razor. And they don't come much more mild than this. They really don't. But it's still efficient. It gets the job done. Now I'll say one thing straight away. You can see the lather, how thick that lather is. This lather is so thick it's actually taking away the loud feedback that you get from this razor. It's actually absorbing the feedback a bit. In fact, not a bit, it's quite considerably reducing the feedback. And I do find with this razor you have to buff a little bit with it as you go along. At the end of the day, it's not a super efficient razor, so you need to spend a little bit more time with it. That's the way it is, but it is generally an irritation free razor, which is probably more important to me than buffing a lot. Right, let's wet the face. Check out the residual slickness. Which feels okay. Doesn't, oh no, actually, I tell you what, in my hand it feels really slick. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I was quite surprised that I didn't think it was going to be there, but I could feel it in my hands when I went to wash my hands off. I could feel how slick it was. But this is thick stuff. Right, I'm just going to dip the tips again. absolutely chockers with lather. It really is. Lovely soap. Really impressed. Okay, across the grain now. Now, one great thing with this razor is there's no overhang on the sides here. So no worries to slice your nose, or if you use it on your head, which I'd be surprised if you did, or slicing the back of your ears or anything like that. Now the temptation with this razor is to lean harder, but that would most likely be a mistake. It is much better, in my opinion, to actually buff the hairs off, spend a little bit longer and get a much better result with pretty much no rotation, as opposed to putting more pressure on your skin. It's just not worth it. Well, that was a big splash of water there, and the slickness is great. It's really built up over that last pass. Oh, I missed my synthetics, I tell you what. Using those natural hair brushes for the past sort of maybe 4 or 5 shaves, which are great. This thing is just beautiful, this brush. 25mm black wolf knot, fan knot, the old style, not the new style. This one, from what I hear, is better. It's probably the best knot, best synthetic knot you can buy, in my opinion. But at the moment, you can only get it from Peter Wolf over at Wolf Whiskers. Well, actually no, you can't. You can't get this knot anymore because they stopped doing it. So it's version 2 now, which isn't as good, or you're lucky enough to get hold of one of these in a trade or purchasing one second hand. Right, cross the grain in the direction. And if I haven't mentioned it, I'm not sure if I have, I did actually get an email about the transit yard job, and I've got my aptitude test this coming Thursday. So I've got a couple of days before I get that, so I'm looking forward to that. I'd be very surprised if I can't get through it, but you never know. People keep asking me if I've studied for it. I don't study for anything, which is not a great thing, but it's just my way. I have had a look at what's in it, and there's nothing in there really that worries me. This is an outstanding little razor. I can't wait to get hold of the A-plate, which really ups, well, it doesn't really up the aggressiveness of it, but it does up the aggressiveness of it a little bit. Now this soap's slick, residual slick I mean. It's not as slick as some soaps. It's definitely not as slick as Holy Call or Barrister Man or Wickham for me personally, but it is slick. It's slick enough that you can shave your head with it, and I will do that very soon. Probably not today, but just dip the tips again, just to see if we can get this to explode again, because that to me is quite a good sign of a good soap. If after 3 lathers you can get it to explode again, which it is doing quite well. I know I'm doing a 4-pass shave here, but I am enjoying this. The scent's beautiful. The soap feels great. It's got that feeling on your skin off the tips, which just says superb. I mean, that's an incredible lather. To say that it's the 4th lather from one load, pretty impressive. So I'll just come in from this side. That's a very, very nice, smooth, comfortable shave. Yeah, it's definitely got residual slickness. I was struggling to wash it off there. Superb. But as you can see, that ingrown hair is still there. There's still something in there, and I think it's a part of the hair that's not got the root attached to it, so it is going to be a bit of a nightmare because it won't grow out. There's nothing attached to it to grow, and I've still got this little one here pissing me off. I am going to try the old aspirin trick, which one of the guys put me onto on my channel. I'm just going to give it a bash and see what happens, but I'm not going to hold my breath with it. Right, Flora Colossus. This cream is super thick. So that's it there. Made in the USA, Miami Lakes, Florida, from Lather Bros 2007. And all that's in here is water, aloe vera juice, stearic acid, emulsifying wax, sweet almond oil, avocado oil, shea butter, menthol, vitamin E, phenoxyethanol, essential oil and fragrance. 2.5 ounces, which lasts ages because it's thick stuff. That's all I'm going to put on. Tiny little dot like that. Oh, it smells phenomenal. And then the menthol, there's a good kick of menthol in it. I have used this balm before, just on my skin, and the menthol now that I've shaved is just, it feels great. It's thick, it's luxurious, and it smells, I mean the scent strength is probably a good 7, and it smells like there's longevity in it. There's something in here that's going to keep the scent going. I think it's the pear. I can smell it. The pear is quite a strong scent from the balm, but it's, my face is very cold now, which is great. You guys know that I love a bit of menthol, so the more menthol the better. Rinsing the brush out. Rinse it out. And I think it might be another one. Another rinse. Well, maybe not. Might be okay. I think we're pretty spot on there. Pretty happy with that. As you can see, the knot is filled back in again nicely. Oh, Whiskers, purple haze. This is the Iliad handle, I think. Is it? Yeah, Iliad. Pretty sure it is. Beautiful, beautiful brush. Really is. And like I said before, it matches this really well. Flora Colossus from Lather Bros, which performed very, very well indeed. Very impressed with it. The menthol on that balm is ice cold. It's really cooled me down. Even though it's not the best of days, I didn't really want cooling down. It feels great. Can still smell it. It's got great longevity. I think this is going to last at least an hour from a balm, which I think will be quite impressive. But I will talk about that in the next shave, hopefully. Yeah, lavender, Asian pear, and cedar, superb, absolutely brilliant. The razor was the RazoRock MJ90, which is, it would have to be one of the mildest razors you can actually purchase, in my opinion. It wouldn't get much more mild than this, but it is still efficient. It's nothing like Plate 1 on the Rockwell. Plate 1 on the Rockwell, to me, you can barely feel the blade and it hardly does anything. This is reasonably efficient, very mild, and as long as you're careful and you don't put any pressure on it, you can buff away for quite a while and get absolutely no irritation, as I have. These two red marks here were there when I started. The one over here was, and the one up here was, but everything else, I've got no redness on my face. All I've got right now is a beautiful cooling sensation and a lovely scent, and I'm really, really impressed with it. Very, very happy. So I'm looking forward to trying the tropical one, and I'm really looking forward to trying the body bar soap as well, which I'm quite excited about, using an artisan soap for actually washing rather than always using it for shaving. So thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something from it. Any questions, pop them down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button, which is somewhere in one of these corners. Not 100% sure, but click down there, and I shall catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. Cheers.